What's up, witches? It's Luna here with a premiere unboxing for you. I decided to drop this early because I did a search and I haven't found another review of this deck yet. So it's brand new and it's Through the Eyes of the Soul, and I've got my tea here. This is going to be a leisurely unboxing. This is the vibe of my day after an incredibly frustrating attempt to sew something that ordinarily would take me just no time at all, done. But pulling things out and setting them up because I don't have a sewing space dedicated right yet, and getting burned because Pie Wacket decided he had to be on that sewing table no matter what. And he got up on the ironing board as I was on the cutting table next to it and knocked it, and the red hot iron hit my hand. So I've got a nice big blister there. Thank you, Pie. He got the nut juice, boy. It's got him. And then shenanigans with my rotary cutters and just things where it was like, okay, after like an hour and a half of getting nowhere except frustration, it's like, all right, Mercury is slowing down to a crawl. I solved the problems that I had, and in the meantime, I used up all the energy that I had to sew. And then in the meantime, this arrived. So I decided to make some heckin' tea. Let me see if my tea is brewed. Okay, it's looking not quite. That's one of the loveliest sounds there is hot tea pouring. All right, so I will tell you that I bought this through Magick Planet. It's available through Llewellyn. But I got an email from Magick Planet with a code in it to get 15% off. So did I go for that? You know I did. I have also become an affiliate partner with them, and there was a code down below that if you purchase something from Magick Planet using that code, I get points. What I'll do with those points? I will go shopping, and not only do they have decks, but they have wonderful altar gear, all kinds of magic gear, and I really like the stuff that I've gotten from them other than decks. So my happy day, this arrived in the mail, Through the Eyes of the Soul by Cheryl Yambrach Rose. 52 prophecy cards and guidebook. Through the Eyes of the Soul. This is published by Blue Angel. Sorry, taking this out of your eye line. Let me scoot up here. So the sides just have the title, author, publisher. Reach into myth, knowing and wonder with this luminescent oracle from celebrated visionary Cheryl Yambrach Rose. This set provides an energetic link to divine beings, sacred sites, and otherworldly spaces so you can access meaningful answers and direction. Together with neo-mythic imagery and insightful text, together the neo-mythic imagery and insightful text will open inner doors so you can access profound and hidden guidance for spontaneous revelation, self-empowerment, and catalyzing the connection to your higher self. Ask questions for yourself and others, or meditate on the cards for illumination and awareness. Set includes 52 prophecy cards and an illustrated guidebook for actualizing wisdom and weaving your destiny every day. And we have 8 or 9 images on the back there. I'll pause for a moment and light my charcoal. I did take the plastic off of this. So this is the first deck that I'm reviewing that is released in 2021. And I got there before the end of January. That makes me happy. And boy, fair warning, my mouth doesn't seem to be working too well today. Oh, oolong. Okay, we have the book. And this, I did open it this far. This was on the very top. Blue Angel puts things. Yep, it just says 2021. So we have a thinnish book, but with 52 cards. You don't need an encyclopedia. Artist, myth teller, symbol carrier, earth agent, and keeper of the dream. Cheryl gives us of her visionary genius in this extraordinary book of revelations, and that's Jean Houston. Jean Houston is the widow of Joseph Campbell, and quite something in her own right. I'm going to have to look her up. I haven't thought about her in a long time. So yes, 2021. And let's go to the cards. So you see they've still got their little band on them. Be released. It's substantial. These cards are substantial. Wow. Thick. They dummy thick. I mean, that's 52 cards. Yeah, they're very thick. And they're rather large. I think I need to move my candle. I'm not holding these cards right over it. All right, hold up. Hold up. Furniture rearrangement. And everything's screaming at me to start shooting this again, but I'm not gonna. Okay, let's look at the backs. It's a beautiful image. I know that place. I know that place. It's just beautiful. I mean, it's subtle, it's soft. They have the matte finish to them. This one, number 1, plant the seed of a new template. Plant the seed of a new template. Wow, the seed of a new template. So what's a template? It's a guide. It's something that shows you how something is constructed, right? It's a structure. The seed of a new structure. 2, break free, regain your youth, and fly. Wow. And I want to go back to this one because I didn't even, I'm like, swept away by the energy already. Look at the blue outline on the tree. There's like a dolmen tomb. It looks like a tomb up there. Or a doghouse for the wolf. She's got this wolfy creature and she's holding a pine cone. So there's the seed and the tomb. Think about those opposites or those, places on the wheel, on the continuum. Break free, regain your youth, and fly. We see a dove. And she's kind of in this dark space overlooking a dark high place. Like, is that a castle thing looking way out over? Don't know. Reveal the truth that has long been hidden. And we've got this gorgeous angelic being. I'm really vibing to the artwork. It's dimensional. It's luminous. It's soft. Oh, looky. Love with an open heart. She's obviously a fantastic artist. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. It certainly looks like painting. I mean, it's like I can see the texture of the canvas there. That's a painting for sure. Weave your destiny. Is that Ariadne? What's behind her? Please have them in the right order. Yes, they're in the right order. Not quite in the right place, but she may have a reason for that. But they do go counterclockwise. I'm talking about the signs, of course, in case you didn't know. Look at the planets that she's weaving, those energies. Ooh, what great images. Defend what is dear to you. I'm glad I put the phone next to me because I knew it was going to be going off. Okay. Defend what is dear to you. Well, there's literally a deer behind her. And her bow and arrow. And the triple moon crown. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Seek the guide with noble ideas. So are you seeking a guide that has noble ideas? Or are you seeking the guide with your own noble ideas? Be interested to find that out. I think it can go both ways. Create. Activate your DNA. Oh, shit. Look. Come on, honey. There we go. Look at the double helices. Activate your DNA. Yeah, okay. Okay. Hold on. T. Oh, wait. I hope if you don't have some tea already that you pause this video and go get your own tea and relax for a little bit here. Guard and protect the sacred waters of life. Visualize healing. Certainly a Native American feel there with the white raven. Embrace the three worlds. Past, present, future, above, between, below. Shifts happen. Stabilize your energy fields. Shifts happen. I see what you did there. Stabilize your energy fields. You are cherished and protected. Look at the planet. Oh, and the wings. Just lovely. Just lovely images. Bring peace to troubled waters. Oh, she's in a boat. Okay. Lady of the Lake kind of vibe. Confront your opposite polarity. I'm really liking these. Look through the mist, find the mystery. Magic is alive. Ask your divine child. That's wonderful. That is just wonderful. Look at that's her hair. Yeah, baby. Golden orbs there. Ask your divine child. So many times we get so bogged down and our magic isn't working because we're just in our adult minds, you know, with all the burdens and all the limitations. And part of what ritual is about, the play of ritual music and the you know, decoration of an altar is about enticing that inner child out to play because they understand magic. And they know it's real. You know, they are magic. So you don't even have to get over that hurdle when your inner child is out. Follow your heart. Accept the opportunity that is offered. Arise from the ashes of despair. I mean, the imagery is just gorgeous. Is that like Galahad finding the Grail? What is it? I don't know. Become your own sovereign. Ooh. Is that the image on the back? No. She has her eyes open. I really like that. Become your own sovereign. That's empowerment. That's, you know, understanding that you are the power in your life and stepping into that power. Deciding to rule over your life. Embrace enlightenment. Hell yes. Open to it. Regeneration, death, and rebirth. What do we have in the background? We've got butterflies. Yep. Yep, that wonderful symbol of transformation, death, and rebirth. Yeah. Share your wisdom with others. Shine your light. A little bit of a hermit vibe there. Enter your sacred space. Commune with your fairy allies. Yeah. So you could see, you know, she's standing in a fairy ring. So I think you can really get the meanings from the images. But you know how I love statements too. Of course, knowing that you should free yourself to ignore the statement if there's something about the image in a particular reading. You know that. You're intuitive. Return from the underworld, engage life. Osiris and Isis. Isis is the one on the right. Nephthys is the one on the left. I know that because of the symbols above their heads. And then we've got the lotus. Who's that? I mean, Isis is the throne. That's it. Nephthys is the kind of a cauldron. Find and hold your power. Find and hold your power. So, what does this mean? Be your own sovereign. That's exercising your power in your life. But this one says find and hold your power, which means you don't necessarily have to be using it in order to be powerful. Yeah, boy, these are just thick ass cards. This says a new door is opening. Step over the threshold. We got a woman with a falcon and a castle in the background. And it looks like a castle in the air. A new door is opening. Is that a door in your mind, a door in consciousness? That's kind of what it looks like to me. Seek a wise elder. Let peace prevail. Lift the curse. Forgive. Oh, wow. What an amazing vibe in that card. What an amazing reframe of the idea of forgiveness, that when someone violates you in some way, violates your trust, commits an act that requires forgiveness, it can be like they have cursed you with this trauma. And you have the power to lift the curse by claiming your own healing, by healing your trauma, and by taking whatever steps need to be taken in order for you to let go, whether that includes confronting the person, and trying to look for a resolution, or just deciding to move on with your life and with your own healing. Forgiveness doesn't happen unless you do your healing work, because you can't just, if you just slam the door on a wound, you're going to be carrying that energy. So you still carry on the curse, basically. Become the master you seek. Okay, so becoming your own sovereign and becoming the master you seek. There's definitely subtle difference there. Becoming your own sovereign, that's like ruling over the, looking at your life and making decisions about the externals. That's what I see in that. Become the master you seek means, and he's got very much a Jesus vibe, white Jesus, but the master you seek, the one that's going to give you answers and guidance. So it's a more internal thing there. That's the way I see that. Embody ancient wisdom. Start anew, begin again. And we have a mermaid. So the water's the source of life on this planet, and she's holding up the planet. Seek the symbols, decipher their meaning. How to be a reader. In a nutshell. Retreat into nature, solitude. Oh, look at the wolves. Oh, look at the red hair. I'm in love with this image. I am liking these cards a lot. Take action. A deep secret will come to light. Sacred journey, pilgrimage. There's a boat in the background. So that, I mean, this feels like the island of Avalon to me. Seek the wisdom of your shamanic guides. So we've got a wolf and a dog. And she's got her hands on her solar plexus and her heart chakras. Look at the headpiece. Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's supposed to be a headpiece. It doesn't look like it's sitting on her head, though. I like. At any rate, climb the spiral ladder one step at a time. Move away from a difficult situation. So there was the one with the woman and, facing the stag, and it was to confront your opposite. And this is saying, just walk away. You no need to butt heads, walk away. So I love that. Adapt to a new situation. Wow. So this is who she really is inside, but outside, externally, she's going to adapt. Is that it? We got flamingos. Interesting. Have hope for the future. New energies are coming in. Oh. Look at her holding this vessel with the light inside it. Could that mean there's a baby on the way in the right reading? Oh, hell yes. Be the powerful space between opposite poles. The space between, the bridge between the two pillars here have a high priestess vibe. We've got earth, the symbol for earth down there. No, it's a fleur-de-lis. And then we've got the pyramid with the eye, the triangle with the eye. And what's here? These are like wings. In the background there. Purify your surroundings. Yes, with music, with sound, with smoke cleansing. Find the middle ground. Compromise. I like that these messages there are spiritual ones and there are ones that are very practical. Be courageous. Truth conquers all. Some that are a little more, mysterious, but some that are just straightforward there. Keep the vigil. Justice will triumph. Explore other realms. And be curious. Look deeper. Oh, that's gorgeous. These things that, yes, can I have that wall size, please? I would like my room to just be papered with that. Run wild for a while. Wow. Okay, and back to the beginning. Oop, I'm seeing that plastic band left a little bit of a mark on that first card. Woohoo! More tea. This is oolong I'm drinking. All right. Well, this is going to suck to shuffle. I can tell you that already. But let's go here to our allies and ancestors, guides and guardians. Please be present here. Please regard this deck and speak through it to the best of your ability. Please loosen the tongue of this reader and open her mind so your messages are readily received. I offer fresh water. I offer the fire of Azrael to this deck, the air and the fire, that you be purified and charged and a true vessel of divination. Vehicle of divination, vessel of spirit, vehicle of divination, and I offer you the water and the earth that you be blessed and made whole. All right, just for, self-abuse. Yeah, that ain't even going to happen. It's just not even going to happen. So what we're going to do is, let me see if I can split this and do a shuffle that way, just to get a head start on the mixing, because I'm going to do a spread and pull. Ah, smells so good. We want to take a look at the book too. Oh. So it's not too bad when you split the deck in half and you're shuffling quarters. So that goes for getting it initially mixed. And I really am gravitating towards the spread and pull, because with my anxiety and with clients' anxiety, truthfully, so many clients, I mean, do you confront this when you hand them a deck? And I mean, I don't let people shuffle my decks anymore, but used to be you'd hand them a deck and say shuffle, and I would always say, shuffle these however it's comfortable for you until you feel like they're done. Let's do a little smoke cleanse here too, since this is, may this be the first of many incredible decks released in 2021. So might it be. But you hand them the deck to shuffle, and the first thing they say is, I'm really no good at this. I'm no good at this. People will parade their insecurities for you if you just give them something unfamiliar to do. Some people grab it and shuffle and, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Here you go. Other people feel a great deal of anxiety about that I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. So it's interesting. And I always say the cards don't care. They want your energy. They don't care about your technique. But I don't let people do that anymore. So let's take these and do a few cuts. And then I'm going to spread them out and we'll look at the book. All right. They're not going to spread too easily, I hate to say, because they're that matte and they stick to each other. See, I mean, visually it's beautiful. I love matte, but functionally they stick to each other. So, they're hard to shuffle the conventional way, they're hard to shuffle the cut way, and they're hard to spread out to pull ones. And I feel like I've got to beat the deck up in order to get it ready. All right. Booklet. Like I said, rather thin. Blue Angel. It's very light, light quality paper, and I don't mind that at all. 2021. Acknowledgements, Dr. Jean Houston, whose life example inspires me daily. My daughter Danielle for her excellent work. My husband Toby for his constant love and support. Dedicated to Neomythic Vision, Neomythic trademark Vision. How to use this oracle, which is a 3-page section, and then we just go to the cards, and that's that, and about the creator. So there's a the same quote on the back is here from Jean Houston. Let's look at the creator. Oh, we have ads, of course. Cheryl Yambrach Transcendent Journeys Oracle. So there's another oracle that she's done. Cheryl Yambrach Rose is a visionary artist, portrait painter, author, and contactee. Ooh. She paints in oils on linen. Yep. In a synthesis of the old master style and her unique technique of tuning in through the eyes. Cheryl excels in spiritual portraiture. Yes, I would say she does. Now I'm really going to pay attention to the eyes. Her works are collected by discerning luminaries, including Gary Zukav and Neil Donald Walsh. Hold on a second here. I feel like I'm 3 years old. Her artwork has been published and shown worldwide, appearing in the Nelson Rockefeller Collection, the Rosicrucian Egyptian Museum, and the San Francisco Palace of Fine Arts, featured in film, books on the Wisdom and Travel channels. Wisdom Channel? First I've heard of that. And Travel Channel. Her work has been translated into French, Chinese, Japanese, Czech, and German. Art Through the Star Stream Oracle won a Visionary Product of the Year award at International New Age Trade Show in Denver in 2016. Art Through the Star Stream Oracle. So there she is. Hello, Cheryl. Yes, your artwork is fascinating. It's beautiful. So the how to use this oracle. It's a vehicle for providing intuitive guidance from the mythic beings and divine entities who inhabit sacred sites and spaces. Deep insights and profound answers are hidden within the paintings. Meditating on a card image connects you to the energy of the location where the painting was conceived. You become the weaver of your fate by tuning into your higher self and allowing that spontaneous connection to answer your question or suggest advice. No intermediary needs to be involved, and your self-empowerment will result. If you wish, you may add your own insights. Draw a single card to ask a question for daily guidance or meditation. Drawing a deal will catalyze your thought process and is an excellent way to use this deck. I hate it when I get lost between the beginning and the end of a sentence. A 3-card layout of present situation, influences, and guidance, or any other layout of your preference can be utilized for a stimulating and profound reading. All right, we'll do that. And then it talks about clearing your cards, placing them on your altar with incense, or clear them with sage. Your cards will absorb your vibration to become a powerful personal tool for you. The deck may then be placed in a velvet bag or other container that will hold your essence close. Do not allow anyone to play with the cards or use them disrespectfully. If this happens, your essence may be dissipated and you should clear and charge the cards again. Okay, short, sweet, 3-paragraph, boom, 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 and then we're into the cards. So let's go. I appreciate that. Wait, another pour. Listen. I hope you could hear that. Indulge me. I need relaxing. I need this space today. It is super gray out. Gray and shitty. So, yeah, I'll take my comforts. Thank you. All right. So what were the 3 that she mentioned there again? And I mean, that's the only hint of a spread that she has in here. She said, present situation, influences, and guidance. All right. So, what do my viewers need? And I already forgot. Situation. Okay, situation influences guidance. Situation influences guidance. All right. Using that layout, I'm asking for 3 cards to give a wonderful message to my viewers about how to enhance their own empowerment, how to come to the realization that empowerment is always self-empowerment, real spiritual empowerment. I can feel this deck activating. This is what I've been doing with my decks, is doing the spreading out and then just touching them all. And then I sit back and, go for where I'm drawn. But putting my hand over, sometimes too many things kick off my anxiety, which then puts my ego in between. So this really helps me, like with shuffling, I would shuffle and it's like, oh, should I do, do I need to cut? I don't know. And I would just lose sight of my intuition in that anxiety moment. So this helps me, and I really feel these cards kind of warming up as I'm doing this. All right. Situation, influence, guidance. All right. Right here. They said situation. And this one's right here. And then guidance. Now they're pulling me all the way over here. I mean, they almost sound like boards instead of cards. When I'm pulling them against each other, they're just very heavy. All right. Situation, defending what is dear to you. Influence, enter your sacred space, commune with your fairy allies. And guidance, retreat into nature, solitude. All right. Situation. And the cards are numbered, which is very nice. It makes them easy to find. So we get just a short... it names the figure on the card. So that's one thing she didn't say. She's talking about neo-mythic, but did she say that, like what the image is? Mythic beings and divine entities. Okay, so yes, I guess that's it. That's what says it. They're mythic beings. Defend what is dear to you. Artemis. Absolutely. Adhere to your principles. Don't allow a corrupt society or person to influence you. So we've got the key phrase on the card. We've got the figure. Then we have another phrase in italics that fleshes it out a little bit. So stick to your guns and don't let somebody, a corrupt person or a corrupt society, influence you. Like Artemis, living apart in the greenwood allows natural instincts to come into play without interference from the established thought of the ruling powers. This may be a political system you do not agree with, or even friends and family. Sometimes dependence on allies can hinder your natural thought process and the ability to stand up for what you believe in or act on what you know in your heart to be right. So it's talking about influences of other people that we kind of look to for advice can sort of take us away from doing what we know internally is right for us. Defending wildlife and ecosystems and protecting children and other defenseless creatures should be instinctive and high on the agenda of every culture, you would think. Artemis defied everyone to live her life of choice. Okay, so where we are now, the situation is when in sticking to our principles and not being drawn off of those by voices from a corrupt society. Golly, I wonder what this is talking about. I try so hard not to be topical. I really do. If when you watch this, we're living in a political utopia, then this means in your life right now, you've got some influences that you need not to be listening to. What this is saying to me is that the Democratic-controlled Congress needs not to bow down to the abuser's handbook of we all need to get along and we need to move on and we need healing and we need, unity and bipartisanship when they're going to grind things to a halt if that's what is, attempted. So time now. And, on a more personal level, a situation where this might feel like peer pressure a little bit, people pressuring you to go along with something they know is wrong and is wrong, and they're influencing you to go ahead with that wrong thing. So this is saying wherever that is showing up, wherever you're feeling tempted or pressured to cave in from your own ethical standards, you need to stand up for yourself and put a stop to it. This is talking about defending, and what do you see her doing? Stop it right now. Come no farther. That's what I'm getting there. All right. The influence. Enter your sacred space, commune with your fairy allies. The influence. Okay, so this is fairy influence, yeah? And this is Iona, is the figure. And look at the beautiful kind of glowing bird above her head. I don't know that it'll get any clearer than that. Oh, you can. I know you can. All right. Oh, Lord. Okay, it popped in for a hot second there as I'm scraping things across the microphone. Oh, Jesus. All right, so Iona, she's got a bird above her head. Take my word for it. She's got like a jewel in her hand and a staff with a shell on top, a conch shell. There's a Celtic cross, and there's a fairy ring. Approach the dwellings of fairies and ancestors with reverence and respect. Interdimensional contact is both natural and illuminating. On the Isle of Iona, druids, fairies, saints, and buried kings whisper in a cacophony of clairaudient impressions. It is said to be one of the oldest islands on the planet and has a different geology to all the other islands in the Inner Hebrides of Scotland. From the top of Iona's tallest mountain, you can catch a glimpse of Ireland and drink the refreshing water from the well of eternal youth. Nearby, on a hillock near the gates to Shehan Farm, Celtic word, Gaelic word, is the Fairies' Hill, the Shehan Moor. In a painting, the ring of St. Columba's cell has transformed into a fairy ring. Okay, so that's St. Columcille. Standing in the middle of the ring is Iona, holding the mysterious green gemstone only found on the island. Wow. Is there a thing called Ionite? I don't know. There is an age-old prophecy that the divine spirit shall come again in the form of a woman born on the Isle of Iona, and then for the first time the world will know peace. Wow. Okay, so for the influence, I would say this is talking about the influences of fairy, the influences of nature spirits, spirits centered in this earth plane, in the natural world. So what's interesting to me here is that, she gives this category the name of influence or influences. And I'm having trouble fitting the meaning of this card to that. It's better if you do the standard 3-card situation, action, call to action, and then outcome of that. I think some of her other cards would better fit the influences thing. I'm not sure. So this card is just saying to approach with respect. Approach these spirits with respect and enter that space and commune with them. So that's the action we need to do, is we need to shore up our boundaries when we're talking about trying to fend off bad influences, basically, and stand up for our own ethical standards. We need to spend time in ritual, go into our sacred space in order to drop any pretenses and to reconnect and strengthen that awareness of our soul part, right? Awareness of the sacred within. Because the more you strengthen that bond, the easier it is to carry it into the external world and not be disconnected by the influences of others. And then retreat. So this is the, what did they call it? Not advice. Influences. Guidance. Same as the word. There was a thing I shared the other day of words that people came up with when they couldn't remember other words. Like this one woman in a restaurant was ordering, it's like salad, a wet salad, like really, really wet salad. What she wanted was vegetable soup. Okay. Retreat into nature. Redwood shamanka. Redwood shamanka. Is that a female shaman? And now I have to look up shamanka. Take time out for yourself. Leave the daily routine and return refreshed and renewed. All right, so stepping into the sacred, remembering the sacred and strengthening that, and then just getting out in a more mundane way into nature and taking a break. This is a painting of non-cultural shamanism. Oh, inside the redwood tree, the shamanka shaman can retreat, shamanka/shaman can retreat in silence and enter the deeper realms of consciousness while feeling totally protected by animal allies. The redwood forest is a silent sanctuary and a gateway to the inner realms. These ancient tree spirits have lived thousands of years and exude wisdom to the seeker. And if you've ever been in the redwood forest, you know this to be true. It's a feeling like nowhere else that I've been. Not that I've been everywhere, but that the forests, first of all, the smell is incredible, and then just the you just shrink because you're looking at these absolutely inconceivably impossibly huge beings towering, and you see some beings that have been burned out of the inside and they're still growing. It's just amazing. All right. These ancient tree spirits have lived thousands of years and exude wisdom to the seeker. They were once part of the sunken continent of Lemuria, which is why they are not found anywhere else on Earth. Okay, that's something I'd never heard before. So take time out. I'm not sure of this really continuous message, the continuity of this message, but Okay, if I go back to like the political, talking about don't let the voices of the corrupt influence you. And the influence here is the fairies. So we could take this here by saying that sometimes there are spirit influences that you need not to listen to. And we could talk about maybe being too connected to ritual and the sacred and disconnected from and unable to bring that back into mundane life. Okay. That's interesting. And then the retreat into nature talks about maybe going out and grounding some, getting very grounded in the physical, connecting with the spiritual through the physical. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. It could be talking about too much trance stuff, too much escape. Oh boy, here we go. Here's a message. That when we're in very trying times, we can really look to ritual and spiritual activity as an escape, and escape into alternate headspaces, into trance states, just in order to get the fuck away from the things that are so scary and uncomfortable. And let's face it, this last year, I mean, we've faced, how many of your big fears have you faced and been confronted with this year? Pandemic, fascism, economic disaster. There's just been so many, gosh. So who wouldn't want to escape? But it's saying that influence can be taking us off of being like vigilant and hanging on to our own ethics and standing up for ourselves. It can actually be draining, using energy that we need to have to function in the mundane world. So this is talking about instead going into nature and contacting spirit, then really in the body, making that connection in the body and through the body. And so you can more easily bridge the spiritual, the non-material realm with the material realm. I think that's the message that I'm going to take for, the non-political. I think that message came through. Took a little bit of doing, but I had to really go back to her categories and, let them bend my mind in order for that message to come out. I look forward to this deck being chattier as I go on. I'm looking at the eyes here, and I love that when you look at them close up, you really can see the texture of the linen that she paints on. And I'm looking at the eyes. Let me go through here and see. And interesting that the eyes on the back card are closed. Yeah, I mean, their eyes are definitely striking and stunning and clear. You can fall into them. So yeah, I'm digging this deck. I think it may have to show up for a live stream. Look at that. I mean, wow. So, okay, I hope you got something out of that. Please, if you're interested in this deck, go to Magick Planet and use the code below so I get points. I'd really appreciate that because I want to order more stuff. And if I do order more stuff, you will certainly know about it first. Well, second. I'll know about it first. Okay, you guys, you can also send me a donation if you don't want to buy anything from Magick Planet. You can also order from my Amazon wish list and buy me another kind of deck and get a reading straight up from me on my unboxing for that deck. And if you're interested in astrology, go down below to my Patreon account. Priestess level will get you exclusive lecture content on astrological foundations and just deep dive astrology stuff to help in your study. There are also Zoom calls, bi-monthly Zoom calls that you can do Q&A, your questions on tarot, on Lenormand, on astrology, on ritual, on witchcraft, whatever you want to know about. I'm happy to listen to your questions, and you can jump in on that at any level. You can be in on the Zoom calls. So, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to have a little bit more tea. And then I'm going to chill. I hope you do the same thing. I hope you're keeping yourself safe and relaxing as much as you can. Take good care of yourself. All right? We've still got long fights to go, and you got to be your best self. So spend time resting, taking care of yourself. Go out into nature like the cards told us. I'll see you next time for another unboxing. I'll see you on my live streams Wednesday and Saturday. Until then, this is the Zen Witch. Thanks for hanging out. Blessed be.